Hello friends and welcome to the WebLogic server administration series. So this is the first introduction session where I will explain you what all the topics that I am going to cover in this complete series, okay? And this specifically dedicated to the 14.12 and 15.11 versions, okay, which is the 14C and 15C version. So in 14C we have one more version which is called the 14.1.1, okay? But till 14.1.1 versions, okay, almost all things are almost same. Okay, but from 14.1.2 onwards, there are multiple things that has been changed drastically in the WebLogic server. Okay, for example, we do not have the traditional admin console. Now we have the remote console tool. Okay, so when we talk about the remote console, then it is a separate tool which is completely different than your traditional admin console. Okay, so some of the functionalities looks like same, but now there are multiple options that has been completely gone. There are multiple options that has been incorporated, and there are multiple navigations that has been changed. Okay, so you can say 14.1.2 onwards is completely different. So in this particular series, I am going to cover 14.1.2 and 15.1.1. So most of the things are same in 14.1.2 and 15.1.1. Okay, but there are certain changes, so that completely I will cover in this series. Right. So my approach will be the first I will explain you the core concepts of WebLogic server in a single session. Okay, which will give you the complete clarity of all the core components, how they are related with each other, how they work. Okay, and then I will explain everything with the executions because sometimes it is very hard. Okay, to learn the theoretically separately along with the practical. Right. So if you are doing learning the theoretically and then you are going for the implementation, then sometimes it is felt hard. Okay, so what I will do, I will explain all the critical things along with the executions. Okay, that means all the important concept I will be explaining during our executions of the lab exercises. Right. So along with the core component, we will cover the architecture of the WebLogic server. So let me write what all things that I'm going to cover in this particular series. Okay. So I will first cover the architecture. Okay, architecture of WebLogic. Once the core components come completed. Okay, and then what we will do, we will do this series on the Linux plus Windows both. Okay, so you will get exposure of Linux plus Windows both. Okay, and then we'll see how we can download your softwares directly on the Linux machines. So Windows, you know, and then probably for Linux, you are not aware about that. We have a way where we can directly download the your JDK, your WebLogic, okay, directly on the Linux machines as well. Otherwise, most of the time, what engineers does, they download the software on the Windows machine and then they copy it on the Linux machine. So we'll see how to download directly on the Linux machine. Okay, and then how we do the further steps like the installation and configurations. Okay, so for Linux, we will do our exercises on the AWS EC2 machine. That means on AWS cloud, we will create one EC2 machine where we will create one RHEL OS Linux virtual machine. Okay, and then we will perform all the exercises there. If you do not have any knowledge of the cloud, AWS cloud, then you are going to get an exposure of the AWS cloud as well. Okay, how to work with the AWS cloud, how to create the virtual machines and some other resources as well, right? And once this is completed, okay, then we'll start with the installation of your WebLogic. We'll see how to install it on Linux machine and then how to install on Windows along with the silent installation. Silent installation, graphical user interface installation. Okay, and when we say graphical user installation, specifically on the Linux-based machines, which is completely running remotely, so you have some different tools, okay, that we can utilize to access your graphical user interface of the Linux machine from your local Windows machine. Okay, for that we need to install certain GUI tools in your Linux machine. Along with that, we have to install the VNC server process, and with the help of this VNC server, we can access the Linux graphical user interface from your Windows machine to install it in graphical interface mode. Okay, this is the approach that we mostly follow in the organization. So I will explain you this as well: how to install the graphical user interface utility of the Linux, how to install the VNC server, and then how to access this from your local system to access the graphical user interface of Linux. Okay, so overall it is going to give you a detailed, you can say the hands-on experience on multiple things. Okay, not specifically on WebLogic. Along with that, your AWS cloud. Along with that, on the Linux machines as well. Okay, so you will get a lot of knowledge that you will not get anywhere for sure. Now, once this complete installation and this graphical user interface mode and everything is done, then we'll move for the clustering. For clustering, we will cover the vertical clustering and then horizontal clustering, where we will create the two node machines of the horizontal cluster. Okay, and even in the horizontal node cluster setup, we have a different approach. Okay, so we will follow these all the approaches that we follow for the installation and configurations of the your WebLogic, specifically in the horizontal multi-machine clustering mode. Then we will see about the node manager configurations. What are the different configuration files of the node manager and how we operate that one. Then we'll see how to start and stop your WebLogic server services. Okay, there are multiple ways we can start stop from the console using the scripts. There are a lot of differences when we start from console and then from the command line, that we'll understand completely, right? Then we have a multiple things in the WebLogic, like we do a deployment of the applications, we configure the data source and connection pools. Then we have a JMS configurations where we have multiple things like persistent store, your JMS server, your JMS module, sub deployment, then queues, then topic, then distributed queues, distributed topics. Okay, so we are going to cover everything in this series. Then along with that, we will cover multiple advanced options as well. For example, we will cover how to apply the patching. For that, we have the OPatch. Along with that, we have the SP bat utility, stack patch bundle. So we'll see both options. Then we will see the upgrade as well. If you are running on any of the previous versions like 12C, 12214 or 1411, then how to upgrade to 1412 or to 15.1 directly. Then we will see the migration. Okay, that means if you want to migrate your WebLogic from your on-premise to cloud, or maybe from on-premise to some different on-premise server, from cloud to cloud, then we have a multiple utilities or tools are there. Then how to migrate from one environment to another environment. Then we'll see the performance tuning, which is a very important critical task of your WebLogic, how to perform the tuning. There are different subsystems that we need to tune in WebLogic servers, right? Then we'll look for the troubleshooting. Okay, troubleshooting is again a very important aspect of a system admin, and if you're working in support, where there are multiple things are there. You have a Java heap size, and then you have a heap dump, you have a thread dumps. There we have a multiple tools for the analysis of the heap dumps, thread dumps, right? And then we have a SSL configurations as well for the WebLogic server. So, in a nutshell, in this complete series, okay, I am going to cover everything which you are not going to get anywhere, that is for sure. The content you will get here that you are not going to get anywhere. You go to anywhere, but you will not get that. Okay, so it is a completely real time basis training. Real time basis in the sense, whatever the things that we follow professionally, it is not from just from theoretically perspective and just to explain from the execution perspective. It is based on the realistic real time environment basis. So for example, if I'm saying that troubleshooting, if I'm saying the installation configuration, if I'm saying the graphical user interface wizard of your Linux machine, so I will explain you each and everything, okay, which we exactly follow in the real time environment. So even you are not working in a real time environment, you are not working, you are just trying to prepare for the WebLogic, okay, you will get a good understanding of how actually we work in the industry, how we actually work in the servers for the clients. Okay, and if you are already working for a client, you already have a knowledge of that one, but definitely on top of that you will get a lot of knowledge okay, that is not available anywhere. So this was the only first introduction session. So next session, we will start with the introduction to core components of WebLogic, where I will cover all the core components, how they are related with each other. Okay, and second lecture we will complete on the architecture. And once core component and architecture is completed, then we'll start with the execution from the third session. Okay, and last thing, there are a few sessions that will be available to the members only. Okay, so we have the membership enabled in our channel, so you can join the membership. This membership is just to support the efforts that we involve, okay, by for creating these kind of a freely available contents for the engineers across the world, okay, just to support that effort. And it's a very small amount of the membership. It's not a very huge amount, very small amount that anyone can afford. Okay, so all the best for your journey, and then we'll soon meet up on the next session, which is the core components of WebLogic server.